G'day punters, welcome to Mailbag Preview for Moonee Valley on the... What date is it going to be? The 9th?
Be the 9th, wouldn't it?
9th of September. It's the day before my birthday, Nicholas.
That's good to know.
How are you?
Good, mate. Good.
The young man here is launching his very first product. He's going to be providing a trials and jump outs report for Victorian racing.
So just metro meetings, anything that's had a trial or jump out.
It's essentially a coloured up version of what you've been sending me for some time, and I can't recommend it highly enough. The jump outs and trials are hard enough to find as it is, but it's also that if you're good at them, you can't be good at everything in this game, and I rely on him heavily, and I suggest you try it. It's a week free trial. If you think it's no good, just cancel it. Anything you want to add?
Oh, no.
You excited?
Really. Yeah. I want to do a good job of it, obviously, and
you will.
Help the punters at home there, try and find a winner from them. But that's the thing, they're just a guide. You can't just. Well, some people do, but you don't want to just be purely betting off it. If a horse is trialled well and then it comes into a really hot race, you got to weigh all those sort of things up. But just with the sheet sort of thing, will be colour coded. Blue will be really good trial. Love the work. Very happy, confident in it that it's going to run well. Green, good. Orange, okay, and then if red, just pretty average sort of work that you're looking to be against. So it'll be a pretty simple sort of setup, and then it'll tell you. I'll just have a little comment there, jumped out, 800 metre jump out, Flemington.
Yeah, it generally tells you how far the jump out trial was, how the horse travelled, was it ridden out, who was riding it, shit like that, all the good stuff.
Just so you don't have to go back and watch it. Pretty much.
Alright, let's rip into this because it's a long card, probably going to take us a fair while. Before I forget, because we haven't got a rundown today. Case-Bet Cup will be, which race was the fillies race?
Race 6, you decided.
Race 6, Moonee Valley race
Atlantic
6.
Jewel Stakes.
It's a big, wide race, good luck. Righto, race 1. 1600 metres, fillies and mares, benchmark 84. Natali 250, Pleasuring $5, Moscow Red 550, Sharing 850, Lopartiga 950, longer the rest. Speed, I think Seductive Miss, Lopartiga can roll forward, Natali, Moscow Red can hold good spots, Dreams of Paris might try and be just off their backs, Pleasuring, Sharing, Addison and Dixie bring it up. I think there'll be an okay pace here for a small field.
Yeah, I know a lot of punters probably think Natali might roll forward. I sort of thought that as well and take up the lead, but it sounded like Kirimar before sounded like they want to cover.
Well, drawn 3, I think even if they don't, unless they give the jockey clear instructions to lead at all costs, he'll get crossed anyway.
Well, it didn't sound like it, so she'll probably just be just off that speed, probably second, third or fourth. Doesn't look to be a whole lot of pressure here, but they could still roll along. I was happy enough to be with her and Natali, even though she did get beat last start, and a lot of punters, they would have been on her there, but the race just wasn't run to suit her. She was out in front and led, they just went too slow. Around sort of 4 lengths below, and then a bit of a sprint home. So just really...
And the winner was backed off the map.
Yeah, it really wasn't to suit her. You look at her against these sort of mares prior to that, she was winning well. I think she's just an easy bet to have here at sort of $2.50. I marked her a bit shorter than that. There's just not a lot of opposition here. She's a horse with a lot of upside that's probably going places compared to a few of these.
Stable's not flying.
Nah, they're...
And the big question is,
they're going
there was heavy rumours going around. I'm not accusing her of anything, but there's heavy rumours that Zara was spotted maybe having a little flutter there at Crown on Tuesday night with D Lane, who wasn't riding on Wednesday at Bendigo. Zara was, and what did not ride well. Then he went back to Orahata. Looked like a 3 kilo claimer. So hopefully, I'm not accusing him or anything. I'm not sure if the mail's right, but hopefully Mark's in bed, his normal bedtime on Friday night. Because this is his race to win, you'd think. Natali, it looks the one. I'm tipping 2. Natali from 6 Moscow Red, who I found on top at a Sandown meeting, but wasn't sure what to do with Henry Dwyer, and that was when Walsh got in all the trouble he did. That horse paraded perfectly. Suspect it will again. Then from the 9 Dixieville, who I did think was suited last start, liked the way it paraded, and the 8 Seductive Miss, who wasn't suited last start. I think can improve. I wouldn't be surprised if Addison ran a race. Gets the blinkers back on. Wasn't suited last start. It's a pretty outside the favourite. It's pretty wide.
Yeah, this 2-bet play for mine.
It's good to have the Chop King back too. Choppy Brown on pleasuring for DK. Who Chop hasn't got enough rides tomorrow for mine.
He's a pretty heavyweight jockey, isn't he?
He's also the Chop King.
Yeah, I love him. A 2-bet play for mine entirely. I think she's one of the better bets on the day. Price on offer is still good. And this other horse in the race, Addison, it's come in a little bit. It was $21, now into 14s. Like you said, just wasn't suited there first up in a race where first 3 out, first 3 home. She was back in the field. Her work late through the line wasn't too bad. Second up, she's unbeaten. I was surprised to see she was the price that she went up. Purely because, like Nentali, she's got a lot of upside. $15, I marked her significantly shorter than that. I'm happy to back both of them. Her sort of more the place, and Nentali a good win bet. I think it's a 2-bet play to start the race. I think Pleasuring may need the run.
Yeah, mounting up the key though, eh?
Yep, if you find those two, I'm happy betting up.
Race 2, Nico, 1600 metres, benchmark 78. Market is as follows. Lucky for All, $3.20. Snitzer Peg, $5.50. The Avenger, $7.50. Sanctioned, $8.50. Strike Force, 12s. Romanesque, 17s. Longer, the rest. Speed. There's a fair bit of it. Goldfields can roll forward. Angel Luca wants to be forward. Thelberg, it can go forward. You never really know. Churchill's got speed. Boogie's got speed. Strike Force has got enough speed to cross and probably lead. The Avenger finds a really nice spot, I thought. Drawn 5, Waller. Typically, he can be a little bit more aggressive with his instructions with the inside draw.
Yeah, and like we were saying, Benny Mellamy probably looks to get a bit more free rein than maybe a few of the other jockeys.
So it's one of the bets I'm keen on the whole card here, so I'll just get mine done, right? I'm 7, the Avenger, from 11, Lucky for All, from the 2, Snitzer Peg, from 5, Goldfields, who could well be suited, from 6, Boogie, who if it gets in, I think it's a good odds at $21. But I'm real keen each way. The Avenger, it was 1 to 2 away in my opinion last start at the Valley. It was a huge run which we both loved on the review show. Drawn 5, should be suited here. Benny Mellon, a little bit of money already. Tick, 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 please God.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely a chance. This is a tough race though for mine. It's pretty deep, sort of 78. The most interesting run is Lucky for All. Went on a winning spree there. He won at the Bull. Then probably was a victim of circumstance when he went to Sandown as a well-backed favourite. He was competitive in the Queensland Guineas. The wraps on the horse are pretty big. He's got some figures to back it up as well, that he could be competitive in this sort of grade.
Is he $3 chance in this sort of grade though?
No. Just haven't seen any work for him in. Like, there's a lot of question marks over it too. You know, if you have him on top from Mounting Up Mail and he drifts out a little, maybe it's a different sort of story. Snitzer Peg probably should have won in Adelaide last start. Didn't have the greatest run there. Again, victim of circumstance. He drew barrier 1 and he just never got a crack at him. The win prior was good.
10 now, Chop King on.
Yeah, like there was pluses there, especially with the jockey change. I could come with you, the Avenger. It's just not a race I really wanted to bet into. I think they're probably the 3 chances sanctioned with the Sydney form can probably run well.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting the Avenger's a better winning chance than, say, Snitzer Peg or Lucky for All, but at the price, I'm keen to have a good crack each way. Race 3, Nicholas, is a 1500 metre open handicap for 3-year-olds. Market is as follows. Approach Street, been good to us. Approach Street, $3. Kinky Boom, $5.50. Musselbrook, 7s. Leatherhead, who
Your mate.
somehow it headed fucking Moscow Red when it went past me at Sandown, and somehow didn't win. I lost a stack of money there. It's $7.50 longer. The rest, I thought the speed in this race was moderate. Tabby Run will get forward. Sydney Blue for Gay. Is that Gay? Yeah?
Yep.
It'll want to go forward. Severo will kick up. I think Leatherhead's drawn better. It can be further forward. Vizeo? How are we saying that?
Vizeo,
Yeah, I think it wants to be forward. Approach Street will just be midfield, sort of mid to back. I think there'll be enough speed here to make this a good race. Thoughts?
Yeah, well, can throw out. I think Haydock won this race a few years ago, so I can throw out a good horse. And most of these, I'd be assuming are Derby types. Approach Discreet is the favourite for the Derby off what was a dominant Morphettville win there last start.
That was hemorrhage too.
SP to $1.40, and just
Yeah, but if you got on early like the movers did,
what did you have up? He
yeah,
won by 8.5 lengths.
it
One
was
of the easiest options
$1.90.
ever.
It was a $1.90 ticket after deductions.
Yeah, well, it was up against nothing. The win was very, very good. We were talking about this horse before. I think this horse will be better sort of next prep. Whatever he does this prep is a bonus for the camp. Like he's a nice horse, but he's got to grow a bit into his frame. I backed him there at Soundown when he won, so that was a good result for me there. I think he's around his sort of right price. So he's into sort of three. I had him around sort of $3.30. I'd be happy enough to be with him on top. I think he's got a lot of upside. He's a horse I want to follow into the spring and see where he gets to. The horse here that I marked significantly shorter was Tabby Run. Well, I liked it to win at Donald.
Bussin' and Young.
Yeah, I found him.
I think they've gone on holidays or something.
They found him a bit on Saturday, but we were talking about it before. Like they're
No good, I said.
a spring camp. Like a lot of their horses are going to be targeted at these big races. Like they're 3-year-olds. They've got a lot of Derby types. They've got 2 in this race. Savvy Oak won very well with a Chuka after trialling well. So I'm not really reading too much into their winter stuff. Like this horse has an SP over Smart Elysium. SP $2.50 on his debut. Smart Elysium's run well in the up and coming. Went to Donald. He won just. Needs to learn a bit. $26 there. He's got Linda on. He's got a pretty favourable map. Like he'll roll forward. I think he's also one that can run a big race, and I marked him shorter just because of the map. I think he can just get a really nice run.
Which is that, sorry?
Number 9, Tabby Run. But I was happy to be with 4 and 9. And Vizao's worked well enough coming into this. I think he can improve off what he's done. But yeah, 4 and 9 for me.
I'm happy to be. I'm going to follow my money on Leatherhead. I think gets a nice run here. Not a massive bet. I've marked it $6. Currently, you can get sort of $7.50. I'm really keen on the outside of the field here. Green Ivy for Mick Keys and John McNeil. It's currently like the despised outsider. I think it surely gets back at some point. It's 26s. I'm hoping it doesn't. I haven't sent it as a bet. I'll probably wait and see in parade because there's a lot of like sort of scopy types here. But
that was a good run
it's
last
a
start.
huge
High rating maiden.
Last start. It'll appreciate. I think it'll appreciate this race shape. Whether they can run or not will sort of dictate if we bet. That's why I'm not going to bet yet.
Well, that's the concern with the track going into
100%. I think you sort of borderline not very smart if you go too hard at horses back in the run today.
Yeah, early.
Ahead of looking towards Saturday with the way that Moonee Valley's been playing recently. I'm super keen. This horse is pretty talented, and I think.
Yeah, $26 is a big price. Sub race come out and won during the week out of the same race.
How good was that? But yeah, Leatherhead and Green Ivy, the 2 I'm keen on. Approach Discreet's great horse, one of mine, but it's too well found for me. Kinky Boom was pretty forward last start, I thought. Hit the line really well. They're sort of the 4 I'm working around. Always scared of anything Gabe rings, but happy to pen Tabby Run. And Vizio, who's in the market, I just don't know where it's going to land. Or if it's done anything to justify that sort of price. Sweet.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
Race 4, 2,040 metres open handicap. Market is as follows, Nick. We've got Trap for Fools at $3.20. Yogi, despite SPing fucking $41 and just missing there, first up is now $7. Sikandarbad, 7s. Hush Writer, $8.50. Harrison, $8.50. Pakadali, 10s, despite SPing 5s alongside Trap for Fools and Sir Karabad last start. Along with the rest, map is, well, Trap for Fools should lead. I think Harrison will kick up. Lord Durante will get crossed and probably box seat. Mr. Clarify's got speed. Pakadali should get a nice running game. Netherfield, okay run. Not sure what they do with Exemplar. Have you got any idea where it'll land? What sort of speed it's got?
No idea.
Yogi out the back, near the back, and same with Sir Kandarabad.
Yeah, well, here's probably the race that he comes through is probably the key form reference, that Moonee Valley race, which Trap for Fools won.
Was
for a horse
completely and utterly gifted the race.
For a horse that was suited the race, none of the other jockeys were too proactive. Like he's gone 5 lengths below.
Oh, they might have been at the Castle not before that.
5 lengths below early, and he's just sprinted home. Like, he was the favourite in the race, or well respected. Like, he was obviously one of the dangers of the jockey, and they just
Pacadali
let him get away with the picnic.
Shit itself pre-race, almost scratched at the gates.
Yeah, they didn't want to jump, and then I didn't know that actually. So yeah, that's the key sort of form race. Trap for Fools is hard to knock. Like, he's a winner. He's won plenty of races over in Perth. He's come over here. He's found form.
I'm keen to knock it at $3.20.
Gets a pretty easy map. I sort of had him. It's a deep race. So I sort of had him $3.80. Looking at the dangers here, like Yogi. I like Yogi as a horse. You found him there, so he's obviously not too far away.
I got a hard time though.
He's got a bad
Back in Yogi at $31 and just missing, and now he's going to be. I reckon they might even scratch. The map's that bad for it.
And he's nowhere near. Like,
I'm not taking $7.
He's nowhere near his grand final or anything like that. Like, he's still a long
100%.
way. So I was happy enough to be sort of against him, especially at that sort of price. Sikandrabad was the other one in the race. I thought that run behind Trap for Fools, he just wasn't suited.
It was the run of that race.
He just flashed home. What's he, $7? I had him $5.50. I think that they're the two. It's not a race I really want to be getting overly involved in.
What about Hush Rider? What are you doing?
Well, I thought his work was good enough leading into this race, like for a stayer. I think he can be forward enough. Gay's spruiking it, but that's not a shock considering she spruiks most of them. I wouldn't be penning him. I had him sort of around his price at the moment. I think he can measure up.
Yeah, I'm scared of it and Gay.
Anyway, Trap for Fools from Shrikandabad. Not a race I was overly keen on.
I think Trap for Fools is a disgraceful price, and I'll be laying it. I marked it $9. I'm harsh on horses that were just like gifted and had everything run to suit.
Yeah.
Next up.
Yeah.
Jared McLean, he's had a nice little run, but how long can that last? I thought Pacadali was bettable at 10s, gets chop on.
I just thought there's been a lot of issues there lately. Like, he played up in the barriers.
I'm not saying back on now.
He's pulled up lane.
Male. This is where my head's at though. If they parade well, shall be launching. I think Yogi's the best horse in the race. I don't want to touch at the price.
He's got severe upside compared to a few of these. Like, he can get to a good
Scared
level.
Hush Rider and a little bit of time for Netherfield. So I'm tipping 5 from 1 from 9 and 10. So that's Yogi from Pacadali, from Hush Rider, from Sikandarabad. Jeez, I hate that name. But it's hard to ignore its run last start. You know, it couldn't have been less suited, and surely what can't be as unsuited on Saturday.
Yeah, 2 and 10 from 1.
Race 5, the McEwen Stakes over 1,000 metres is Group 2 weight for age. We have got Nature Strip. Oh, there's only one joining off from $1.50 at the moment. They started to nibble it already on a Thursday afternoon. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and they're nibbling it.
It's overs, that's why.
Shoals $5, Hootson 9s, Qualitsta 12s, Viridine 16s, Sunday Escape 34s, longer the other two. Speed, I think Hootson will go forward with Sunday Escape. Nature Strip will take the box seat.
No, he'll lead.
I think he'll get crossed and find the box seat because he's drawn one. They won't dig it up.
He's too quick.
Yeah, I'm just saying what I think it should lead. I think it should lead. I don't think it will. I'm not confident it will. Qualitza gets a nice run there. Shoals, Viridine out the back. Okay, I think Nature Strip's tomorrow. Mark $1.40. I think the other hope in the race is Sunday Escape. I think it's the one that's like the wrong odds. I can't touch Shoals at $4.80. It'll be going in. I'll be laying it. Viridine's got hoof filler, which I could have almost found it to cause an upset.
They do use it a bit though, Godolphin.
Yeah, well, I don't like it. I hate it. So
it's not a tip.
And I think it's a 1,200 metre horse. So I think Nature Strip is a 1,000 metre horse to 1,100 metre horse. The only query you got is they want to run this in the Everest, which is a 1,200 metre race.
Well, I think there's 2 horses on Saturday from the Weir camp that they're not their grand final, him and Night's Watch, but there's plenty of intent there because they want to get him into an Everest and they want to get Night's Watch into a Corporal Cup.
I reckon Nature Strip's already in the Everest.
Well, this is the run where I think if he wins or runs very well, I think he'd have to win this for him to get a slot. I think he's in with the ATC. I read that somewhere earlier in the week. So, yep, happy to be with him. $1.40. I think he's still overs. I sort of had him at $1.25.
$1.25.
I think he could start. I think he'll start that price.
Does that mean you're going to have a good crack at him at $1.45?
Look, I'm undecided yet because
It's hard. It's hard launching at the shorts. Isn't it?
Yeah, but if there was a horse I was going to do it with, like, it's probably him. He's going to lead. I don't think anything's quick enough to cross him. Bit of work there during the week. He was amazing out of the barriers, just flew the lids. So
I'd run the bigger bets of my young wife on him at $1.90 at the Valley.
like, he's a freak.
Night meeting.
I think he's the best 1,000-metre
I
horse.
think he just sat three wide. Pissed him.
Like, you look at his last start, he's gone sort of 6 lengths above that sort of class standard. He's gone at a slow tempo, 1.3 above early, but he's come home in some serious sort of time late. He smashed Sunlight. Sunlight's come out and won since. He's got figures here that put him, right in the race in the Everest. The query with that is if he runs 1,200. I think he is the best 1,000-metre horse in Australia to what we've seen. Just a quick stat we were talking about before. Darren Weir leaders. This is something that's very intriguing to me.
Keep that up your sleeve.
Last 370 days, he strikes at just as we get
32%.
Yeah, around 30% and around a 40% profit on turnover. Look, I think this is your anchor in all your multis. Shoals is going well coming into this. The price is a bit short.
Won't win.
Viridian's out of danger. Nature Strips.
Shoals is so overrated. It's a group filly horse.
Yeah, well, she's only beat mares. I don't think she can win Everest.
No good.
I think everyone's sort of in agreement with us that he's immoral. I think he's still the wrong price. I reckon he starts at $1.20.
I reckon he starts at $1.28 on the fair.
Hopefully everyone who's against him can lay him. Get on there and lay him.
I don't think it's a race that'll create much interest or turnover. Race number 6 at 1,200 metres, listed set weights and penalties for 3-year-old fillies. Market is as follows. Spanish Whisper into $6. Ajana $5.50. Hummer. How do you say that? Hummer. Sounds like a sex act to me. $5. Thrill Star 8s. Crone 10s. Assertive Play. It's a bit of a filthy name too. 11s. Alexandria Dreaming 12s. Longer the rest. This is the hardest race on the card. And this is how I've mapped it. I think Alexandria Dreaming will try and go forward and cook itself. Bubbles and Trouble can be forward. Spanish Whisper, from what you said, has a little bit of speed.
Yeah,
It'll try and be forward. Right Enough was slaughtered last start when snicked. Possibly should be forward tomorrow. Tahitian Dancer can get forward and hold fence, I think. Thrill Star box seats. Hummer sort of box seats or in behind Thrill Star. Horses like Anjana, Golden Halo, I'm concerned with their maps. I think they're going to be sort of cast and back. And further back the rest. This is the hardest race I've done in 3 or 4 weeks to find an angle at.
Yep.
I'm tipping Hummer, but I'm not backing it. I think it's the most likely winner.
That's pretty well found, isn't it?
Yeah, just about it's too short. I'm 8 from 7, Ajana, the other favourite. From the 9, Tahitian Dancer, which if I had to have a bet, that'd be the way I went. I think it's the wrong price, but only just. 13, Fidelia, I thought I hit the line really well at Caulfield, but not suited. But my numbers go on 1, 4, 6, 10, 11, and 15. I'd have them all in the quaddie.
Yeah, really tough start. Good luck to all the punters there in the Case-Bet Cup for this one.
Yeah, so I'll take Tahitian Dancer in the Case-Bet Cup.
Oh, sorry.
What, do you want it?
I would have taken it.
You can have it.
Alright, I'll have it.
I'll take...
Jesus, the outsider.
Can I take Thrill Star? I'll take Fidelia.
Yeah, really tough race.
I've got Fidelia, he's got Tahitian Dancer.
I had him like 750 the field here. And Yana, she's got sort of bigger fish to fry this spring. Like, she's on a path to 1,000 guineas, like much of these fillies would be. Crone's probably the same. Thrill Star got a pretty average map from barrier 3. Like,
I think it's got a good map.
you could find a lot of horses. She's not that quick out of the barriers, though. I'm afraid a few will cross her. If he can hold that spot, it's probably not too bad.
Bit of in play there. If he jumps,
Yeah,
if he gets her out of the...
If he holds box
seat. It's a horse with the biggest close in the race.
It's not a race I want to bet into. Tahitian Dance is the one at the wrong price. Going well enough coming into this. Still, I marked her like 18s. So it's not like I'm really being firm there, but not a race I was overly keen to bet into at all.
Well, the stable is keen though, Spanish Whisper. I'm told that repeatedly.
Backed early.
Alright, race number 7. The Bendigo Bank Stakes, 1200 metres, listed quality. Osborne Bulls, $4. Land of Plenty, $5.50. Mr. Sneaky, $6.50. Tulip, 8s. Iconoclasm, 9s. Bella Martini, $9.50. Peaceful State, 12s. Along with the rest.
Really good race.
Speed,
really
very,
good race.
very busy. Aussie's Choice, wide, wants to cross, get forward. Oak Door has a little bit of speed. Modern Wonder gets blinkers on, doesn't it?
Does.
Yeah, it'll be forward. Our Passim's got speed. Iconoclasm will improve lengths off its run 2 weeks ago where it wasn't suited totally. It wasn't not suited, but was fat and sweated up like a pig pre-race and was heavily backed. Mr. Sneaky can be sort of midfield fence. Bella Martini wants to be forward as well. Crystal Dreamer out wide. Pace. Tulip, pace. Horses like Land of Plenty and Peaceful State will be back with Osborne Bulls, and there is good speed, so that they'll stay firm in the market, I think, because they'll suspect there's going to be a bit of a inversion.
Yeah.
I think Osborne Bulls is a disgustingly low price here. I can't get it near $4.
Willow from 1. That's just screaming Twitter outburst, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just don't bet on it at $4. It needs a miraculous run. It needs to run around Peaceful State, Tulip, Land of Plenty. It needs to run around them and then beat them home. It's not Maccabi Diva.
I think he has the talent to do it.
I don't think he does. I think he's a horse that's had a very well mapped out career thus far. And I just don't. The figures aren't there to justify $4 favourite. I'm tipping 12 Iconoclasm, who I think can really improve. I really hope they run there. Unibet had 110% market up this afternoon. God bless them. And we've snipped a couple of prices there. It was $9.50. I think it'll start 6s if it runs. It maps to do whatever it wants to do. I'm very happy with Mickey D. He wanted to do a good job for for Weir. Our Passim's going well. Modern Wonder with blinkers on, I think, is an $18 to $20 chance, not a $41 chance.
Really?
What do you think it is?
You can have 100 to 1 with me.
Well, don't say those sort of things on the show because I'll shake your hand and I'll take it. Alright? I think I'm 12 Iconoclasm, from 14 Modern Wonder, from 13 Al Passim, from the 4 Mr. Sneaky. Now, I love Land of Plenty and Peaceful State, but I don't think they're ready to win this type of race. Land of Plenty was reasonably forward first up and painfully fucking ran second. But that was at $24 in a shit race.
Not 5s, yeah.
Now they want me to take $5 in a good race. Peaceful State at $15, $16 could become the same proposition as Land of Plenty was for me first up. It's a fucking talented horse.
Yeah, well, there's his 3, Weir's 3, they're all very progressive, except Modern Wonder. It's a tough. Like, I sort of found Osborne Bulls. I liked the win there last start. He wasn't really suited by the slow tempo. I think it'd be better if.
What price went Osborne Bulls?
I'd want like $5.50 to have a proper bet.
I'll give you $4.50.
No, I still wouldn't take it. Just that I'm not a fan of Willow, but Willow from 1 scares me a lot.
I'll give you 5s.
I'm not betting with you because I don't really want to bet in the race.
I think it'll start 6s or 7s.
Well, he's out of a slow race, so they've got reason to take him on, and the figures out of the race are pretty trash. But if you can look past that, he beat Land of Plenty. He was a good run also. Mr. Sneaky's got a tricky map like you outlined. like Conoclasm goes to Adelaide, he's around sort of $3.50. He's a very sort of easy bet to have.
I don't know why you
over
need to say
Adelaide.
that. Now I've got to send that as a bet.
Yeah, not a race I was overly keen to bet into. I'd be Osborne Bulls and Land of Plenty. I sort of found those two from a market point of view and had them fave and second fave, so I was pretty much the same with the market, but
Interesting, eh?
prices.
I just can't get Osborne Bulls near that price.
I think he has a lot of upside. He's a talent.
You love the Godolphin colours.
I need one of those hats that Drizzy
Yeah,
has. I need a blue hat.
They're banned from the show. Race 8. We'll disagree here again, I bet. The Dato Tan Chin Nam Stakes over 600 metres is a Group 2 weight for age. Knights Watch, who SP $3.10 last start in what was it, a benchmark 78 or something?
It's an open.
An open. He's $3.80 here. Hartnell, $3.80. Bonnevale, $7.50. High Am, $9.50. Ambitious 10s. Longer the rest. Speed is solid. There's 4 or 5 here that can lead. Odeon's got pace. Spanish Reef has pace. Magic Console. Interesting preparation for a very astute trainer. It has enough pace to be wherever it wants. Hartnell, we know, can go forward. And High Am, drawn 10. I think it's a chance of rolling forward and taking this race on. Otherwise, it's sort of going to end up further back than they want. They can't win from 10. Homesman gets a lovely run. Ambitious back fence. Bonneville, Mighty Boss, and Night's Watch bring up the rear with Red Cardinal another 2 lengths behind them.
You won't get warm over this trip.
Off you go.
No, you go first. We'll stick to the rundown, the programming.
I'm tipping number 3, Magic Console for Paul Prushker and Jordan Childs. I think it should be half the price it is. You can get 31. Oh, no, I've taken that down. You can get $26 at 365s, 23 most of the others. This horse's figures are good enough to win this race. If it's travelling as well as it was before they've given a little freshen, there's a serious speed and serious horses here that will create the early tempo for it to run the figure it ran.
Oh, it's
both times.
Its recent stuff is the best in the race.
So it shouldn't be $31 or $25.
The knock with him is he's 9. Can you replicate it?
Yeah, and the knock with Night's Watch is the SP $3.10 last week.
Yeah.
Now goes up to Group 2 weight for age, and you want me to take the same price now? He's going to have the same problem he's had last week, except he's going to have actually fast horses to run past this time. And if you look through the field, DK Weir's only got one other runner, and it's going to be run last. So there's going to be no injection of speed. There's going to be no parting of the Red Sea here for this horse to just suck up and get through. There are severe knocks on this horse at this price, in my opinion. Agree, it is the horse here with without doubt the most excitement and upside to its racing career.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
fuck off $3.80. It should be $7 to $8. I can't understand it.
I was talking about...
Bonneville can fly fresh here. It won this race last year. Last year, I think it was up 150 sort of day break. This year, it's up 300 and whatever day break.
Yeah, she's had her issues.
So she's had a few issues. Hartnell was really good first up, I thought. High Am was really good, can improve. Odeon's ready to win. I would have launched had it been somewhere else. I think this race is just a little bit much for it, but it wouldn't shock me if it won. Mighty Boss would fucking floor me if it won. It's a non-winning, fluking 100 to 1 SP.
Yeah. Just have that ongoing.
The horse is like Golf's Walsh. Wishy-washy golf swing. No fucking good. Every now and again, one comes out the middle. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can't talk. Mine's probably even worse than that.
Nah, you'd be on par with Walsh. You should have seen him. His arms it's like a giant putting stroke. That's unbelievable. Anyway, ambitious. I'll be surprised if it ran a race, and Red Cardinal I don't think can win. But I think Magic Console each way, small outlay, big returns, a non-regret bet type of way to play this race, in which you wouldn't be shocked if a bunch of them won.
Yeah. I was sort of thinking it was a 2-horse race between Night's Watch and Hartnell, and I'll be hanging off the mounting yard mail to see what you say about Bonneville. If you say she's come back and she's forward and ready to go, might need to change her underwear at the Valley, but Yeah, I'll be hanging off the MIM for that, but I was keener on Night's Watch than Hartnell. I'll be staking the race. Big bet Night's Watch. Save Hartnell, and then if you find Bonneville, probably save her.
And the one thing I forgot to mention is Night's Watch SP 310 last week and got a fucking pearl of a ride from D Lane.
Yeah, but he's...
At Caulfield. Do you agree Valley's a bit more tactical track?
Yeah, it's
and now we get Johnny Allen.
He's riding well lately though. His stats lately are pretty good. He's riding winners, which is a big tick for mine considering he's jumping on a horse that's well respected. The intent's there to win. He's got to win this race, or like this race is ballot exempt for the Caulfield Cup, which is
and I agree. There's a lot of luxury in having a horse, having a weird horse that you know there's intent
like there's
to win
serious intent
before the last 3 minutes of betting when Betfair goes one way or the other as they all start betting. I agree with that. I understand that. It's like a nice comfort to know that they are trying.
Yeah, so like the intent's there to win. He's got serious upside. He's a horse who's only had maybe like 8 starts here in Australia, 9 starts, not even. Horses like Hartnell is 8. He's sort of been there and done it. I was happy enough to be with him. His win there last start was good. It was ranked as the best performance on the day across a few platforms there. So
there's only one platform that matters though, and that's puntingform.com.au.
Yeah, alright, I won't disagree with you there, but it was ranked as a very high performance on the day. He would have been highly competitive in the Memsey off that sort of figure that he ran. I like the quick back up, he's weird third up, the intent's there to win. I had him sort of the price he is in the market now. Hartnell's a danger, good first up run. People saying he's just a fresh horse, like...
Which one are you talking about now?
Hartnell. I think they got to get their head check sort of thing. Like, I know he did win fresh last prep and then dropped off a little, but he was...
Is it second prep for James? I think it will be.
Yeah, I think it is. Or maybe third prep now. Yeah, he had him spring last year. Like, in the last time he met Bonneville, people were talking about how Bonneville beat him. He was slaughtered in the Underwood Stakes by Glenn.
Oh, Glenn.
His first up run was very good. Glenn. 2 horse race for mine, Hartnell and Night's Watch. As I said, big vets Night's Watch, Hartnell to save her. And if you send Bonneville out forward enough, where I sort of think she's at that mark as well, I'll be saving on her too, but very keen on Night's Watch. And hopefully...
Yeah, and just to be clear, I'm not penning Night's Watch. I'm going to penny the price.
Yeah, well...
I've seen it out on top last week and I love the horse. Race 9, 600 metres, open handicap. Market is as follows. Divine Unicorn, 480.
Down from Queensland.
Moss and Dale, 550. Suppressor, 8 with Sportsbet. Is that a little bit of a snippage happening? Order of the Garter, Drifting, 10s. Rhythm to Spare, 10s. Czar Speed, 10s. Longer the rest. Solid speed here. Czar Speed, Moss and Dale, Mahoney, Northwest Passage, I assume wants to go forward from 15. Rhythm to Spare has nice speed. Sadaka has nice speed. Divine Unicorn gets a nice run. Rising Red should get a nice run. Our Peaky Blinders, I'm surprised they're running at the Valley because they often don't have to parade this horse. It just goes straight out on the track.
It's a maniac, isn't it?
But at the Valley, they're going to have to go all the way through. So we'll actually be able to give you a good mounting yard report on our Peaky Blinders. Suppressor, the rest of them further back. You or me? Me?
Yeah, you go.
I think Rhythm to Spare with some scratchings to make it sort of more likely that it can get in is a bet. I think Suppressor is the most likely winner of the race, provided that the track's playing even, and even if it was sort of on pace early, it could well even out by now. And the other one I liked at odds was Sadaka. I think it is an underrated horse. Moss and Dale I've backed the last 2 times and likely will win if I don't this time, but I won't be. I'm 12 from 9, from 17 from 3.
Yeah, I'm a bit sick of Moss and Dale myself. I think I got my money out of him when he won that day at Flemington. Like, he was okay there last start, but the answer, my friend, was sort of falling in the heap late and he was just sort of running on. This race, it's interesting with this horse coming down from Queensland, Divine Unicorn. Like, you look through his form and he's got form around like Ullman, Tradesman. Like, horses like that would be respected in this market, especially Tradesman. he's got good enough figures to match up here. His first up win was, I thought it was okay. I don't know what he beat, but it didn't look like he did it in any sort of great style. So he's the horse I marked favourite, but I didn't really want to be backing him on
Favourite?
that day. Yeah, well, he's favourite in the market. So there's not a lot here. Like the Lloyd Williams runners.
I hope you're wrong. I marked it $15. I'm harsh on it.
Really? Well, the one I want to back.
Queensland.
I'll get to it. It's
probably like racist and worry about crocodiles and. No, I'm joking. I shouldn't say that.
just going off on a tangent here. You are our Peaky Blinders.
Oh yeah, you go.
Is the wrong price here for mine.
You're a fan.
I'm a big fan of
That's
this
why
horse.
you're asking about it before, eh?
Yeah, like I think this is a horse with significant upside. Where a few of these in this race, this is their grade, and they're not going to get any better than that. And there's a lot of sort of holes in it, like stays first up and the like. You go back to this horse's form. He's ran second to a horse called Call Me Handsome. Took him to within a half head at Ballarat. What price would you have Call Me Handsome in this race? $1.09? $2?
Alright, I'd have it tens.
Tens?
I was there that day. I fucking unloaded on our Peaky, remember?
Oh, I can't remember it, but like he's
I'm
that.
not a Call Me Handsome fan, but I understand your point. You
that
do make a
form,
good
like,
point.
it's just very good.
That is a good
I
point.
think if this race is run to how we think it is and they drive the speed along, it's only going to suit a horse like him who hasn't yet been in a race with a whole lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But I think the pressure could bring out his sort of brilliance, and he's a horse in the run that can do a few things wrong, but a higher pressure sort of race might sort of offset that. $15.
Well, that's the thing with him. You don't know what you're getting. I think you'd be suicidal to bet on him now.
Well, I
You
think
need to see yourself in the Mount Yard to get the Mount Yard mark, because this is a horse that can really, really lose its shit. You know, really lose its shit.
I marked it significantly shorter than the $15 just because the horse here with a lot of upside. The first up run, he just had no chance.
What'd
in
you
that race.
price Suppressor?
First three out, first three home. Suppressor, I thought she was around her right price.
I would have thought you would have agreed that she had the
$8,
most
$9.
upside in this race.
She probably does, but like, I still remember her getting beaten like Kilmore Maidens and that this time last year over this trip. Like, she's probably improved since then. I would have rather seen her out to 2,000 than staying at 1,600.
Fair enough. That's actually a good point. But I'm still with her.
Yeah, our Peaky Blinders for mine. If you send him out, you know, he's not parading like a maniac. $15 seems a very generous price in what is a race with a few holes.
Alright, best bets, value bets, later day.
Well, he's probably the value bet for mine.
Peaky Blinders.
Our Peaky Blinders.
My value bet is race 3, number 10, Green Ivy.
I
Best
like-
bet.
There's a few races I want to bet in. I think Nature Strip will win, obviously.
I think it's a day you don't want to bet too much. It's a very hard day.
And then Tarly and Addison 2-bet play for mine, and 2-bet play in the Dardo with Night's Watch and also Heart.
My best bet is the Avenger, race 2, number 7, $7.50 is out there. And I'm keen, race 7, number 12, Iconoclasm.
Alright, viewer questions. We better knock these off.
Viewer questions.
Alright, Adam C. Nature Strip gunning for an Everest spot. Why stay at 1,000 metres where a known quantity? Is the 1,200 the Cleary gaining a slot?
Maybe it's a 1,000 metre horse and they know they'll piss in and they'll get the spot.
Yeah, I would be pretty much agreeing with that. 1,200 is the Cleary at the moment. He did win at 1,200 down the Flemington Straight though on a day where it was a massive headwind.
Plus there's a good 1,000 metre Group 1 at the Valley, I reckon.
Yeah, you could go the Moya into the Everest. I think if he wins on Saturday, he gets a slot.
See if he handles it again, which he already does.
Salida, I think this, or Judd 005. Thoughts on Lloyd Williams' horses?
I'm not sure he can train.
Howley.
Yeah, or he knows what he's doing, because they launched yesterday at Elgin, race 2 at Ballarat, off the mat, perfect order, but they didn't. The horses didn't let down. No, I'll find excuses for it, but it didn't run like they backed it.
Yeah, true.
And that makes me like, if they back a weird horse, what does it do?
Yeah,
It wins.
good point. I don't know. I'm sort of thinking that they're prepping their horses up for grand final races. I know you got the example there, but it was in a Ballarat maiden. Like, the horse probably doesn't have the sort of potential and ability underneath it like a few of the other imports that they've brought out.
Yeah, my mail is they didn't have anything on midterm last week. That was just the market moving that horse. That's almost one at
Well,
$23. But
I did, and it was
But
sick.
they're getting money off their missus to unload on Elgin at Ballarat.
Yeah, I'm
It's concerning.
I'm just thinking that he's just training these horses. They're different training style now. They're not ready to go first up. We've seen that in the mounting
No,
yard.
that horse was ready to go yesterday.
Yeah, but it's not a Group 1 horse. Like
Yeah,
they
I
might
know,
think it is,
I know,
but like
I'm just saying.
yeah, I'm just
I'm not convinced
see at the
he's
end
any
of the
good.
spring. End
That's
of the
what I'm
spring,
saying.
if nothing happens.
But their
Very
horses, most of their horses are obviously very, very good because they paid, $800,000 for each of them.
What was they'd want to be, wouldn't they?
Mm.
John Zist, leader by the
Zisty.
Valley.
I reckon it'll be slightly on pace. I want to be near the fence in the straight early.
I'm praying for this typical Moonee Valley.
What's typical Moonee Valley?
Well, usually you can just win from anywhere at the Valley, can't you?
Usually the Valley.
Like any Victorian track.
Usually the Valley shows itself up by race 2 or 3, and you just adjust and just launch.
Like any Victorian track, the tracks are firm enough where it probably gives it an advantage to be on the pace, but you can make ground if you're good enough.
Look at fucking Walshy. Leave me alone.
And old mate
That's a
Brian,
good- that's a
sick and
good-
Darabad, made a good run against the pattern last start, cracking each way bet this week.
I agree. It's
think we
a
both agree with
good, great chance of that race. But it doesn't look like it's been overly bet early.
And then landed
I
playing.
think it should be the same prices or shorter than Trap for Fools.
Landed plenty to turn the tables on Osborne Bulls. Weir's improving a lot from their first up runs. Thoughts?
I think Atlanta Plenty might win a really big Group 1 this spring, probably over a mile. I think it's a much better horse than Osborne Bulls. It wouldn't take too much into what happens on Saturday. I reckon Land of Plenty will win like this is a 2-rack, a 600-metre race.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Handicap. Yeah, well, typically they do improve with their first up runs. It's just the way they train them. They don't get really like Weir third up seems to be a sort of good thing to go by. Their stats are good and they're good deep in the prep, as we all know. So, yeah, you could probably say it's going to improve. I think it probably could turn the tables on Osborne Bulls. I thought that they were the two in the race as suggested. Is that about it, Theo?
Yeah, someone just walked in the house. All right, Mounting Yard Mail, Belmont, Sydney. I'm not sure even where we are. Do you know? Belmont, Sydney, and Moonee Valley. Can't wait to go back to the Valley. We've got no spots on the movers. We've got maps and prices. We've got the trials and jump outs reports from the young man Nicholas. We've got the 5 for 5 podcast. Get on board, support it, and I really appreciate it.
Rose Hill Saturday.
I really need it because I just went up the road before to buy a pack of smokes and it cost me fucking $45 for a pack of 25 Best Hedges Smooth. So a little bit like the race clubs are doing, they're going to manipulate me into becoming a member of each racetrack so I can watch horses parade, and the government's going to manipulate me into not smoking because I just can't afford it. It's cheaper to do lots of other things than smoke, and it shits me. Anything else?
Nah, I think that's about it.
You going on Saturday?
I'll be there. I'll be
Working or punting?
I'm working.
I'll see you out there. Good luck, guys. I hope you win. Bye.